Alright, y'all, what's happening? It's me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington, and I'm here with my review for Mortal Kombat. Now, if you have not seen this movie yet, come on back, because it will be spoilers. I was so excited, and I'm so excited about this. I was so pumped up for it, and I was like, shit, I'm going to have to wait until late on Friday to try to do a review. Then I got to do all these other things with a couple other shows. But luckily, I was fortunate enough to get a screening, and I saw it. And let me just say this off jump. It is everything you want from a Mortal Kombat movie. It is that. It is all the violence, the gore, the fights, the character, the feel of the video game. The storyline works. The Cole Young storyline. You find out Cole is a descendant of Hanzo Hasashi, who becomes Scorpion. So that is why he's trying to be killed. You know, Sub-Zero, Bihan is trying to kill him. Again, I said spoilers already. But the graphics, the visuals, everything is phenomenal. Josh Taylor as Kano steals the show in this movie. I wrote down so many lines that Kano says. There's one part where he finally meets Liu Kang and he says, all right, that's far enough, MC Hammer. Because he's talking about his past. Then he starts, he has stuff. He's constantly going. And dude is like, what is that? The bun, the breaking bun, the gun, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. All that. It's just, he's the comedic relief, but he works. It isn't just like Kano's just a side character where you're just like, oh, I'm going to get a few giggles off of him. He kicks ass when he starts to realize how to use his eye laser, and how he gets his eye laser in this version of the movie works, because there's a moment where it's Sonya, Cole, and Kano, and they're fighting Reptile on Earth, and Reptile scratches Kano's face, and you're like, oh shit, the scratching gonna claw Kano's eye out. You think that's how it's gonna happen, but you find out later that's not. When I heard Cabal was in this, I was like, what are you gonna, I mean, okay, the dude with the mask and the respirator and the iron lung, and when he takes his face off, it's a nightmare, and what was that gonna be like? And it's like, oh shit, he works. He's just as much of a smart ass as Kano, where him and Kano actually work together at one point, you find out in the movie. Molina works. People were so up in arms about Molina being played by a black woman. Calm that shit down. It works. Look, these are video game characters, and some are aliens. So unless they are a nationality where they have to be Asian, Asian American, African, African American, white specifically, things like that. If they're from a fucking other planet, you can calm down. Okay? Rayno as Nathan Jones, people remember him back in the day in the WWF. He tag teamed up with The Undertaker, and he was terrible, and they took his ass off WrestleMania. Then he stayed in Australia when they did a tour. He was like, I'm not coming back, and that was my horrible Australian accent. But everything about it works. Again, the characters. Goro works. Goro gets murdered in such a beautiful way. I cannot believe I just said that on camera. Goro gets murdered in such a beautiful way. It is the fatalities and things you see, the way you see people die, the way you see the murders happen, because these are murders. These aren't fatalities. These are fucking murders. They all work. Like, we all saw the first 7 minutes that they released. The opening scene that kind of set the tempo of this, where you see Hanzo Hasashi and Bihan, who will become eventually Scorpion and Sub-Zero, respectively, how the battle of them goes. And it goes back to Mortal Kombat's Legend, Scorpion's Revenge, the 2020 animated movie, which if you haven't seen is fucking amazing. Which I was hoping based on that we were going to possibly get Quan Chi. But I'm good. You find out, you see his family killed. One of the things you see that happens after that battle with Sub-Zero, with Bihan from Hanzo in the opening 7 minutes, that first fight they have is amazing. And you see how Bihan ends up killing Hanzo, and as he's dying, he finally goes and crawls out to try to get his baby girl that was placed in the bottom of the floor. When I saw that, when I wrote my article up for Cinelinks, I was like, yo, that baby girl lets you know that that's how Cole is connected. He's a descendant of Scorpion somehow. That's something about that, and that's what you find out. But it's amazing you find out when, like, you have Hanzo who's dying, and he's crawling out, and then he falls and he dies, and then his body just goes straight to hell, and Raiden comes and takes the baby girl. Now, here's my number one question. Hanzo dies. As we all know, there's a legend of Scorpion. He dies and he goes to hell, right? But he died. He was fighting to protect his family in this version of Avengers Clan. Now, I get it. There was a lot of murder involved. A lot. There's a lot of blades and heads and everything. But doesn't that kind of give a pass to me? You got to go up first. Like, you just go straight to hell. Like, you died and you go straight to hell. Like, did you not even have any hopes of the afterlife as some feathers? Like, you was like, maybe there's a cloud or two? No? Okay. Cole being from the south side of Chicago is his character was the touching point for me. It's being from the south side of Chicago. There's a point Jax tells him he has to go meet up with Sonya Blade in Gary, Indiana. I was like, nigga, you better off going to fight in Outworld than going to Gary, Indiana. You might want to just go fight the tournament on your own. Don't go to Gary because that shit's worse. We see Kung Lao, and again, you see in the trailer, and you're like, how are they doing this? He's the descendant of Kung Lao, like in the game. They do the test your might. They talk about it like in the game. There's another part where you see Kano and I think it's Liu Kang. Is it? Yeah, Kano and yeah. It's Kano and Liu Kang in their training, right? And Liu Kang is constantly doing the sweep. And Kano is like, yo, is that the only move you know? Think about it, how many people have played the video game, and that's all you've done is you've done the sweep and keep people backed up, and you just keep just knocking them down and you win. Like, these little things, again, as you can tell, I'm a happy camper with this movie. I'm happy with it. It was fun. It was a lot of, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, there's a lot of gore. There's a lot of violence. It earns its R rating. It isn't R rated just for the sake of being R rated. They've already stated that. So Joe Taslim, who signed on to play Bihan, aka Sub-Zero, he's already signed on for like 3-4 extra movies pending the success of this one. So if it is a success in the box office and, you know, through the critical receptions and whatnot, they'll be doing several of the movies, which it opens the door. The end of this movie, just so for everyone to ask, because everybody's been asking, what about Johnny Cage? The sequel is set up for Johnny Cage. At the end, after everything happens, Cole returns back to his gym where he's a fighter, an MMA fighter, and his coach is like, yo, I need you to fight. He's like, no, I'm done. And he asks Cole, where you going? Cole says, I'm going to Hollywood. He's like, oh, you going to be a star? No, not that much. No, not for that reason. Because Raiden has charged him, Sonya, Jackson, all them to find the newest fighters. Johnny Cage is one of the next set of fighters, which will get him in the sequel potentially. I don't have a problem with that because I'm glad we didn't take all of our essential characters that we're so used to, put them up front in the first movie, and now we run the risk of losing them or losing them early in the sequel. Like, this built up very well. There was no Shao Kahn. There are no elder gods directly seen. You did get a gore. There's no Motaro. There's no Kintaro. There's no Shiva. There's all these other characters. There's this expansive world from what we know. And I bring up those characters we know also from the Mortal Kombat movie and Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which, I'm sorry, I have to bring that up. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. But we don't know if we'll get to the point with the Lin Kuei, they get advanced and they start turning their ninjas into robots and their assassins to robots, and we get Smoke, Cyrex, and Sector and all that shit. And I don't want that. I don't want that. But all in all, I can go, because I took so many notes on this. How there's the fights you get when you get them, like, everything is setting up for the tournament, but the tournament never happens in this movie. Just so you know, all of the fights are either training montages, not montage, but training fights, or just straight up fights with 1-on-1, with people against each other. And those are the fights you get, but you never actually get to the tournament because Shang Tsung, who, oh my God, it's so beautiful to see. I forgot his name, Chen Law, I believe it is. He's a phenomenal fucking actor. And to see that is just the way he's Shang Tsung and he's trying to break the rules and everything. And you hear him even say, we didn't win 9 tournaments by playing by the rules. So they've been breaking the rules the whole time. And again, we don't know if that'll play out in the sequel when the Elder Gods are involved. Does Shinnok come up in it? Because remember from Mortal Kombat Annihilation and then the stories of it, Shinnok is the father of Raiden and Shao Kahn. You know, are we going to do the square jaw Shao Kahn? Probably not ever again. Your world becomes my world. I just can quote how terrible that is. But overall, I like I said before in the beginning, my emotion aside, my excitement. If you wanted what did you want? If you want the game, if you want the games that you have now, Mortal Kombat, and you want to see that brought to life in a story, that is what you're getting in this movie. You are going to enjoy it. This is not with your babies. Look, I know we hear Mortal Kombat. A lot of kids have the Mortal Kombat games, and you're like, yeah, I can have to watch it. This is not for your goddamn babies. You're going to turn them little motherfuckers violent. I promise. But either way it goes, if you've seen this, I want to know your thoughts, as usual, down below. Keep it respectful. Let's keep the conversation going. Y'all. Don't be all out of pocket. Let's just keep it real and cool and all that shit. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J. Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. Check out the Mad Titan podcast, everywhere you get your podcast from. I'll get you caught up in all the things happening in the Marvel and DC live action cinematic universes. It is Barbershop Talk for Nerds. Come on in the convo. Check out episode 84. I got with comedian Dario Durham is up right now. And Blurs in the Hood every Tuesday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast with myself and my brother, my co-host, Mr. Winston A. Marshall. We talk about the world of pop culture, news, entertainment, sports, politics, and a whole lot more from a Blurs perspective, and we are unapologetically black. YouTube.com/Blurs in the Hood, BLERDS, the letter N, THEHOOD, all right? Holla at y'all later. Till then, take care. Your boy out. Bye.